Jet Lawrence has meme ammo for the next 2 weeks. What is up, you goons? Round 2 of Supercross happened in San Diego, which is Italian for...
which of course in German means a whale's
San Diego Supercross. It's where dudes who look like Ricky from Trailer Park Boys have too many modelos and try to fight people, and the highlights were more f***ed up than half the fans. Chase Sexton repped a vintage Carmichael setup and unfortunately channeled some vintage Carmichael. The weirdest looking bike I've ever seen crashed out of the LCQ, and Vince Freeze unfortunately raced. I stand by that. In 250 Heat 1, it was an exciting race, but the highlights just pushed a gambling app and had no bike noises. Like, at all. It was like watching a Suron moto with Lee Diffie announcing. Me and Lee Diffie have a diffy of opinions on how the broadcast should be ran. But Hunter Yoda hole-shotted and led the race for a while before Max Volkswagen took over and goes P1. We don't talk enough about how sick his style is. In 250 Heat 2, the Brit went to the lead while last weekend's G of the weekend, Ryder D, moved through the pack. Then began the battle of Yamahas. These dudes were wheel tap quadding into the berm, and Anstie needed to check on his senior citizen ankles as he cased the absolute out of a triple, which allowed Haiden Deegan to go into first. Then came the LCQ. Now I missed this race, so I'm relying on Lee Diffie to guide me here. One dude goes down, and then the swinging began. Camprise began battling with Mascagello. I don't know how to say that name, but they are real. And suddenly I want to go to an Italian deli after this. The dude on the pink Team Nami bike goes flying off of the track. If you don't know what Team Nami is, you got some research to do. Dylan Shouty had to battle, while Freehill channeled his inner Justin Bogles. Then Bloy, the guy on the Team Nami bike, rolled like a ninja.
I want to be ninja.
Yes, I used that same joke last weekend, but it makes me laugh, so it's staying in. Dylan Shouty goes P1, and what was that? Anyway, he goes P1, and Freehill gets the final transfer, and he's pumped. Then the main event began, and there's some drama once again with Danger Noodle. Shout out to the guy who gave me that nickname in my DMs. I laughed out loud when I read it in bed one night, and my wife now thinks I'm schizophrenic. Levi Kentucky lays it over in the first corner. He must be reading David Goggins, because he must like to stay hard. The lad Anstie went to the front with Danger Noodle in second and Sakadoo in third. Then Haiden Deegan Stan tripled into the inside of Anstie and basically... Danger Noodle showed the Brit why America is turning 250 years old this year and deletes Max's front wheel. Now that's teammate on teammate crime. So I'm once again engagement farming and asking the same question. Was Deegan Stan's past dirty? Or should Max have expected that? Now Max is 600 years old in lights class years, so some are saying he should have expected it, but let me know what you think in the comments. I read every single one. However, I was able to secure an exclusive interview with Max Anstie about the pass. Here's what he had to say.
Hey?
You want some?
Well, the old playing well, wouldn't
You want some or what?
You read?
You want some
They're
or what?
fantastic.
Then the battle between Sakadoo and Chance Hummus started for second. But Michael Mozzarella learned San Diego has a little Italy and started a battle with Chance Hummus. And then Chance Hummus pulls the biggest brain move I've ever seen, and he starts to endo. He immediately begins shifting up to get more wheel spin, and it works. And this is where we need to have a conversation. All you dorks that were in the comments who started saying he learned that from MX Sim or MX Bikes, go touch grass. The game isn't teaching professionals techniques. Go outside, shovel a jump, get chased by the cops on Surons. Do anything besides play video games. Sorry, back to the video. But Hymus survives, which gives him G of the weekend. Haiden Deegan Stan goes P1, and the cringe started immediately. Jet Lawrence has meme ammo for the next 2 weeks. Sakadoo goes P2, Mozzarella goes P3, and the chef from a dead last start goes P4. And that brings us to the 450s. In 450 Heat 1, George Prada gets the whole shot with Jason Applebee's in tow. Chase Saxophone worked his way up on a vintage Cowie, which does look pretty sick. Cooper Wombat had to fight his way back up to get into a qualifying spot, but he's Cooper Webb, so he does. Chase Saxophone does get past George Prada and goes P1. Then came Heat 2. Malcolm Stewart is back after breaking his scapula and dislocating his shoulder from being landed on. That's insane. Kenny Red Bull gets the whole shot. The Cowboy and RJ Hamster began to battle for second, but Eli Tacos passed all of them except Kenny, who's racing like he needs a green card. Oh, and the first gender reveal on the starting line happened with Hunter Lawrence's goggles. That's sick. I'm also expecting a daughter, so I liked that. The 450 LCQ, the YouTube sensei Kevin Moran started sprinting to the front. Someone give that man a factory ride. Mitchell Harrison and Kevin began battling for the front with Miller Lite, throwing a sick no-footer over the finish line. Then came the 450 main. Chase Sexton thought, I should make this weekend even harder on myself than last weekend, and nerfs himself by bumping into the starting gate, leaving him last. While Hunter Linguini and Kenny Red Bull battled out front. Chase Sexton then became Chase Rexton, but
call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
And just smashes Webb. Wait, pause.
Ha! Gay!
Kenny did get around Hunter Linguini, and you see, Unks roll in pairs, so Eli Tacos went right around Hunter. Eli Tacos then decided, berms, and just used them as landings, and does get by Kenny Red Bull. Kenny Red Bull did stick another pass on Eli Tacos. The battle of the Unks then began, and we see how to battle without taking each other out. Take notes, Haiden. Ken Rockzen's Red Bull then wears off, and Hunter sneaks on by. Then Eli Tacos began to doze off and think about his cows at home, and Hunter Lasagna could have become a villain in America and T-bone the absolute shit out of Eli, but decided to show some restraint and pull back. This gave Eli enough room to go P1, Hunter P2, Ken P3, and Sexton goes from last to P4. It was great racing all around. Oh, and I didn't forget, Goon of the Weekend. Well, because of this TikTok alone, this is Goon of the Weekend. I'll see you next weekend, Goons.